Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Pharaoh, or NobleReachMaster. So today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video and a deck based on something one of my subscribers wanted. He said, "Yo, you're doing really cool vids, but do you think you can do a rock stun deck?" And I'm like, "Rock stun? What's that?" And then he's like, "Oh, they're the Koa'kis, that can negate traps." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds familiar." So what I did was I built a deck. So I'm going to go over it, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how this deck works. Now, I'm not a complete noob in using this deck, but by no means and do I know this deck off the back of my hand like Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds is something I am very strong in, I feel very comfortable in, or even Light Sworns. But this deck I feel comfortable with, but I'm not like the best user, so if you guys see anything I'm doing that you think I could have done better or smarter, feel free to let me know. So let's jump into the deck profile, guys. So you have two block golems, and essentially what they do is, if you only have two earth type, if you have two level 4 or lower rock type monsters in your graveyard, and only monsters in your graveyard are earth, you can tribute this and special summon those, but their effects are pretty much void for that turn, so they can't be activated. So you have two block golems just to search out your Koa'kis. You have this is an unusual card, most people think, but I have one Trap Tricks Mellow just to search out BTH. It is pretty good for getting that card out, especially since it's a stun deck. You want your traps ready available just to banish your opponent's cards and negate them. That's what this deck revolves around. It's negating your opponent's effects from even happening, so they're left with nothing left to do. You have two card parties just for draw power in case you have nothing else left. Two Fossil Dinos. These are amazing in this deck because since you're stunning your opponent, hence the name Rock Stun. This card is great because you can set this card. I actually had one opponent. I was going first. I set this, and my opponent was playing E-Heroes. So he used Miracle Fusion. He used Maxed Hero Change, and he got about maybe 4 monsters out that were special summoned. He attacked into it. I flipped, and all of his monsters were destroyed. So these are great. And also, if you're already having your opponent like locked down, you can just normal summon this, and they won't be able to special summon any monsters. Neither will you, but that's really not a good effect too much. Main thing is your opponent won't be able to special summon any monsters, so that's what's good about this. And then you have two Koa'ki Meru Guardian, and basically what these do is, if a monster effect is activated during either player's turn, you can tribute and negate it. We have 3 overloads, so basically when a monster is going to be activated or would be summoned, no, not be activated, when it would be summoned, you can tribute and negate it. So now this wouldn't work for cards like if you're chaining this to call it the Hunted, because it starts a chain. So the overload only works on cards that don't start a chain. You have Sandman, which negates traps, you can tribute and negate. You have 2 Mirror Wall, which negates spells. And of course you have your Trolley Grand Mole, which returns, the monster you're battling with your opponent and mole back to your hand. You have triple Diamond Core, just as a searcher, and these also protect your monsters so they can't be destroyed during that turn. So that's always helpful in case you push really aggressively and you're afraid they have a Mirror Force or something. You just banish this and you don't have to worry about that. Or if you have another monster, let's say they have Thunder King Ryo with 1900. You can just banish this, and then you can crash. I mean, technically you're not crashing because your monster is getting destroyed. So it's a pretty smart play in my opinion to do that. And then you have Kaiser Coliseum just to troll them even more and limit their options. Double MST. I'm thinking of adding a triple, adding another MST into here, but I'm not too sure about that yet. 2 Pot of Duality Searcher. Creature Swap I added in here because there was Snatch Steal was my first choice. But I remember Snatch Steal was banned, and I was thinking of adding Mind Control. But for those of you who don't know, Mind Control, you take it till end phase, but it can't declare an attack or be tributed. So if I have Fossil Dino on the field and I use this, it's kind of useless. So I'm just sticking with Snatch Steal. Time Space Trap Hole is very useful because let's say I run into Pendulums and they special summon like 5 monsters at once from their hand. I can pay like 5,000 life points, and instead of going back to the extra deck, and they can just special summon next turn, it just goes directly back to their deck. So 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Breakthrough Still, 2 Call the Haunted, 1 Compulsory, 2 Finished Chain, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Solemn, 2 Wiretap. That's your standard 40. These are normal traps, and I added Raigeki in here just as a safe out option. Like, you guys might be like, oh, 41 cards makes you a scrub, but no, what you have to realize is Raigeki is so useful in so many cases. If you can't do anything and you're about to lose, you top deck that 1 Raigeki, and it gives you the chance to survive. So let's go ahead and test this deck out, guys. And hopefully we can get a good match in here so I can show you guys and not look like a complete scrub. And DN has been really weird the last few days. You know, it's been down for a few hours. It hasn't. It's been working. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully they can resolve that issue. So it looks like we're going second, which isn't too bad, but I would have preferred to have gone first. So let's see what deck he's playing. Also, guys, in the future, sometime this week, I am going to be doing an unveiling of Freemium Return of the Bling. So I'll be opening maybe 2 or 3 packets because one of my buddies hooked me up. He's like, yo, here you go, I don't need these. I'm like, awesome. So we'll see what we can pull. I really want to pull a number 95 Dark Matter Dragon. And that Anki card, I think it's Anki. The Masked Hero, I really want to pull that. And Leviathan. Or, no, Laval, full chain. That's what I want to pull. Ooh, I haven't seen barriers in a while. I completely forget how they work. I don't think it should be too much of a problem, because if it's just revolving around preventing your opponent from special summoning, our deck doesn't really special summon at all. So let's see how this deck works, because I'm not too sure again about his deck. Okay, so no monsters can be special summoned except for earth monsters. That's fine. I think there's a fiend type where it says no fiend type monsters can be, no monsters can be special summoned except for fiend type. So we're gonna go ahead and randomly MST because we have a 50-50 chance of getting something good. And usually what you guys want to remember on DN is most people set their most important card on this side just for whatever reason they do. So let's go ahead and see if we can hit something good like Solemn Warning or Bottomless Trap Hole. Call of the Haunted. Okay, so just in case. Okay, that's not too bad an option. So we're going to go ahead and summon Sandman. That way, if any traps are activated during his next turn, since it seems to be a really defensive archetype, we can just negate that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attack into it and see what happens. He has a Mirror Force or Dimensional Prism. No, nothing. Okay. And guys, what you have to remember is at the end phase, you have to either show another rock type monster, or you have to send what's it called, the Iron Core of Koa'ki Meru to the graveyard, which isn't bad, but I'd rather save those as a searcher. So unless you feel like you have no plays left, go ahead and summon that monster. Go ahead in your end phase, send Koa'ki Meru Iron Core to the grave. Okay, that's an interesting option to set Pot of Duality. That is very interesting. Because if I had MST that, he wouldn't really have that many options left. So this looks like basically like stun your opponents with traps. Ooh, okay, unfortunately we didn't get, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's the one that looks like a wall. It could be called wall for all I know. But I didn't get wall, which basically negates spells. It doesn't negate spells, but I can negate the activation of it when it's activated. So this just looks like, since he has United We Stand, it just looks like negate special summon, but power the hell out of my cards. So I think the smart play here would be to go into Castel, and then next turn we can normal summon Blood Golem. And actually, you know what? No, we can just normal summon and prevent everything from happening. I don't mind waiting. Actually, because we'd get it back next turn. So I really don't mind going for Castel and attacking, because I just want to get as much damage as possible into him. Because I'm not too familiar with this deck, so more life points I can inflict on him, the better. So effect Castel. And so again, since these are both level 4 rock type monsters, and we only control there's no other like earth type monster in the graveyard or anything, we can go ahead and oops, I meant to attack. That's fine. Alright, so you understood. Okay, I accidentally clicked that, but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so with block column, so since we only have earth type monsters in the graveyard and they're both level 4 or lower, we can go ahead and normal summon that, then tribute it and special summon those, and even though their effects are going to be negated, we can still attack, and hopefully we can push for game, because it looks like his hand isn't that good. And guys, before you guys get all hyped up, no, these are not ice barriers, or whatever it's called. So, God, I haven't seen those decks in a while. So I wonder, what is he going to special summon? Will they go into Honor Arc and take Castel? If he does that, then we're going to go ahead and normal summon Block Golem with our original plan. Tribute summon these, and then special summon Corn, so we can send it to the graveyard and it inflicts 1,000 points of damage to him. And that's important, guys, it sends to the graveyard, not destroys. So Honor wouldn't be able to use its effect. Well, he just limited himself, so what water monster is he gonna go for? I know, is he gonna go for Behemoth? No, Honor. Oh, it is water, so it's not that big of a... Oh. That is a problem, guys. So, no, see, this is why Koa'ki is useful, guys. Because now no monster can be special summoned except for water type monsters. So we would have to wait a turn and hopefully get lucky. We're gonna go ahead and summon Overload just in case he has another barrier type monster. We can negate the summon. I'll go ahead and take the damage for that. Next turn I'll go ahead and take 2100 directly, but then we should be able to push for a game next turn. He's in defense mode. I don't want him to take damage for no reason, but I mean, I told him it's in defense mode, so he should regain 900 life points. I think he top decked it. That's a pretty pro top deck. So we're gonna go ahead and negate. Oh, Earth. That's Earth. Okay, that's fine. So we can go ahead and negate this. So we're gonna go ahead and negate that. So we don't have to worry about Koa'ki. And since XYZing doesn't start a chain, at least I don't think so, we can negate it and destroy it. Because we would have taken 200 plus 2100, so that's 2300. 2300 plus 2100 is 4400. So we would have been left at 1500, and that means we could have only used one soul charge. So what we're going to go for is we're going to go for Corn, because again, it sends to the graveyard. Ooh, we could be super trolly, but you know, why not? I'd rather have a monster on board in case he gets something crazy out, so we don't lose too many life points. So we'll go ahead and tribute this, and it doesn't really matter at this point what monsters we special summon, since they're both the same. I mean, I could summon 2 overloads, but we're going to be special summoning anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to go ahead and... we could be really trolling and go for Honor, but again, I want to go for damage. So it sends to the graveyard, and this only prevents destruction. If this card would be destroyed. Okay. So effect Corn. We're going to go ahead and detach the Young Sandman. And it sends to graveyard. Yep, so you realize that. And since it can't attack, we could special summon with Soul Charge, and let's see, what could we prevent? I might add what's the card name? Rhapsody. I might add Rhapsody in here and get rid of one card. I'm not too sure which card I want to get rid of. I'd probably get rid of this card. But I feel comfortable as it is. I don't need to go for draw power. So we can Soul Charge just so he won't be able to summon a monster or activate any trap cards next turn in case he like top decks Mirror Force. So we should be set for right now, guys. Alright, so GG, man. Alright, so guys, that's how Rockstone works. He might have just drawn bad, but as you can see, we were able to prevent him from doing some things. And this deck just revolves around, well, like I said earlier in the video, is just preventing your opponent from doing anything. So for those of you who still say 41 cards are too much, imagine if he hadn't special summoned that monster that let me special summon Earth monsters, or if I had didn't draw Overload and negated that summon, we would have lost. So if we had top deck Koa'ki if we had taken the damage from which two monsters was it? From Kachi and Honor Arc, Soul Charge would be pretty much rendered void because we wouldn't be able to attack. We would be left with 500 life points. So if we couldn't make a game, he could just go for Gaga next turn, and if he top decked Soul Charge, he could just go for Gaga. Or if he had like gone for Summoner Monk, he could have just gone for Gaga, and we would have lost. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. If you want me to use a deck, feel free to comment and tell me what deck you want me to use. I'll take a look at it. I'll build it. If I don't think it's too trolly, you know, I do like my trolley decks, but if I don't think it's something completely outlandish, I will build it and I will use it. Just give me some time. And like I said, guys, I will be doing an opening either later today or tomorrow of Return of the Bling, and I will be uploading some Destiny content later today, maybe a few minutes long. It's going to be related to some super kills I got with the Titan, Warlock, and Hunter class. So until next time, guys, it's your boy NobleReachMaster pharow.